up, the 5-star Phenom goes up against greatness Marcellus Gaines. Gaines took on Javi Torres to get here tonight, and after delivering the Southside Shiver, was able to pick up the victory. Letterman took on Skylar Beckett, and both men gave it their all, but in the end, Todd Letterman, the 5-star Phenom, came out on top. Both are undefeated, and find out who will move on to the semifinals here tonight. Wrestling fans, welcome. It is Ben Miller sitting here with Christopher Fulton, and we are ready for the next round of the St. Louis Title Tournament. And once again, we find ourselves in the Casa Loma Ballroom, and the ascension of aggression of one Todd Letterman has made its way here tonight.
The 5-star Phenom, a guy who says he isn't much of a wrestling fan, but I'll tell you what, you wouldn't know it by seeing him in that ring. He gets better and more dominant every single week that we see him here. Still my favorite to win the St. Louis Championship.
And here is a man who has something to say about the 5-star Phenom's hopes to capture the St. Louis Title Tournament. Greatness, Marcellus Gaines, accompanied by his Svengali, Drew Gold.
Well, I'll tell you something, Drew Gold has quite a find on his hands with Greatness Gaines.
This match is set for one fall and is a quarterfinal bout in the St. Louis Championship Tournament. Your referee is Michael Crace. Introducing first, to my right, accompanied by his manager, Drew Gold. From Chicago, Illinois, he is the notable light heavyweight boxer, Greatness Marcellus Gaines.
52-0, Marcellus Gaines.
And his opponent to my left, originally from Afton, St. Louis, weighing 342 pounds, the 5-star Phenom, Todd Letterman.
This should be one incredible contest here in the Casa Loma Ballroom tonight. The winner of this match advances to the semifinals of the St. Louis Title Tournament, and Marcellus Gaines is hoping that those quick hands make short work of one 5-star Phenom.
Look, he's going to have to rely on his speed. That's obvious. They're looking at the difference in size between the two of them. Todd Letterman, very, very aggressive, going right after him. Marcellus is going to have to keep that good pace up, though.
Look, the quickness, the hand speed that we've seen in weeks previous here in the Casa Loma Ballroom should be the difference maker here. If Marcellus Gaines lands one of those shots, he has got to stay out of the grasp of Todd Letterman. And this match is something that the fans here in the Casa Loma Ballroom have been dying to see. And now we're off with a bang as Todd Letterman throws Marcellus Gaines into the buckle. And Marcellus has thought wisely of that and has moved out to the outside of the ring.
Marcellus playing a little mind games with Todd Letterman. Not a bad strategy. Probably had something to do with Drew Gold there, telling him, listen, you got to tire this guy out. That's exactly what he's doing. He's making Todd Letterman come to him. Very, very smart idea.
Todd Letterman is going to grow wary of this game, though, and you don't want to make Todd Letterman more angry than he is right now. And if Marcellus Gaines hopes to win this match, maybe playing a little bit of mind games will help him, but he, again, has got to stay out of the way of Todd Letterman.
Listen, for once, I agree with you. Yeah, he's got to stay out of the way of Todd Letterman, that's for sure. These mind games are going to make Todd a lot more aggressive. When you get ultra aggressive, sometimes you make bad mistakes, and I think that's what they are counting on with Todd Letterman.
There's a straight left hand to the gut here, another one. Todd Letterman is trying, but to no avail, and Marcellus Gaines turned his back on him. He gets his head taken off with a clothesline. Not a smart move there by one Marcellus Gaines.
Not at all. I'll tell you, somebody like Todd Letterman, you got to put all of your effort into beating a guy like this. Look at this guy. He is huge. He's big. He's strong. He moves very, very well for a big guy. You can't ever turn your back on this guy.
Hard forearm strike to the face of Marcellus Gaines. Todd Letterman is hoping that getting the St. Louis Championship and making his way to the finals here will not only bolster his career but add more money to his pocket, because that's why he says he's in professional wrestling. Isn't for the love of the sport. It's to collect wins and it's to collect paychecks.
Listen, he's being honest. I really get tired all this time, all these guys talking about the love of the sport. Well, okay, well, that's the case, then do it for free. See how many of them show up, right? They don't. You're in it for the money, you're in it for the fame, and Todd Letterman, he's just honest about it.
Scoop slam driving Marcellus Gaines hard into the center of the ring, and we've seen this before. He's going to set him up, and he's going to pounce all over this man and drives his shoulder right into Marcellus Gaines and almost turns him 360 there on the mat.
Really lowered the boom on him with that one. Huge tackle that made him such a great football player. Certainly has brought that game to the ring.
Looks like he might be going for a suplex here. Lifts Marcellus Gaines almost like he's lifting up into the stratosphere here in the Casa Loma Ballroom, letting him think about it, and drives him right into the center of the ring. Nicely done by the five-star Phenom.
If you're Drew Gold right now, what are you thinking about your man's chances right now? Can't be looking too good. He's going to have to come up with a different strategy. This one certainly is not working out. He tried to stick and move. Todd Letterman caught him, and he's in a whole lot of trouble. Going to have to do something different. I don't know what they have up their sleeve, but they better pull it out very, very quickly.
Driving face first right into the turnbuckle there. Marcellus Gaines looks to be on Dream Street. Driving the elbow again into the face of Marcellus Gaines. Like you said, Drew Gold has got to come up with a different game plan if he expects Marcellus Gaines to last much longer in this match.
Absolutely. Todd Letterman just picking him up and toying with him right now.
With ease, Todd Letterman marching around the ring. And look at Drew Gold. Drew Gold is up on the apron now. He's directed the attention of the five-star Phenom. I don't know how smart it. Oh, there's the quickness of the hands of Marcellus Gaines, driving rights and lefts into the stomach, into the breadbasket. And Todd Letterman is now pressing Marcellus Gaines. He is at the whim of the five-star Phenom right here.
Absolutely.
Oh, Finley roll drives him right into the center of the ring, driving all that weight down to the midsection. This should be it too. Wow. Marcellus Gaines was able to get the shoulder up just in the nick of time.
You know, something about being picked up over a man's head does something to you psychologically. Any man that can just pick you up and toy with you like that really does something to you. I don't think Marcellus Gaines has ever been in that situation. Drew Gold having a little pep talk with him now here.
What is he?
He ain't got nothing on you, so get in there. Get in there, get mad.
He's telling him to
get mad and get aggressive, slapping.
To do some of the new things that they've been working on. What is this? This is a switch in style here?
Look at Marcellus. He's fired up. That actually worked. Drew Gold talking some sense into Marcellus Gaines, and he comes in with rights and lefts and a couple of kicks and a high knee. Connect with the face of Todd Letterman.
I have never seen this. Is a beautiful strategy.
Tornado DDT off the ropes.
I have never seen Marcellus Gaines do this. We just thought he's a strict boxer, has a little bit of a wrestling background, but this guy, he's on fire right now.
Look at the agility of Marcellus Gaines. He's almost got the big Letterman off his feet.
He's off his feet. He might have it right here.
Marcellus Gaines going for a cover here too. Oh.
Now, if you notice, that was a hard right hand off those ropes. If he would have hit him with the south side shiver with that big left, he might have had the victory right there.
What a flurry of offense by Marcellus Gaines, the man that relies on his fists most of the time, actually performed some high-flying wrestling maneuvers to get five-star Phenom off his feet.
This is unbelievable to me. This is certainly a great strategy. For Todd Letterman, he didn't know what hit him. Todd Letterman's expecting a strict boxing match, right? You know that's what he's preparing for. Now, what is this? I have never seen him go to the top rope.
What is Greatness doing? Going to the top rope. It looks like he might be unsure of himself. What is he going for here? Shooting star press.
He got him. But his knees are up. Letterman's knees are up.
The chest of Letterman must be so enormous that he just bounced right off of Letterman and the spike driver.
Nobody gets up from that.
2 3, and Letterman has put away greatness Marcellus Gaines.
Wow, did you see how he bounced off of Letterman's knees as Letterman brought his knees up there? Unbelievable. He's in a lot of pain right there. Todd Letterman marches on to the finals.
Semifinals. Wow, Letterman making an impressive stand here, and he is focused. Look at that look on that big man's face. He wants that St. Louis championship, and he wants it bad. Impressive showing, though, I must say, by Marcellus Gaines, showing us a little bit more than his boxing prowess.
Absolutely. Well, if he's going to adapt and become a great professional wrestler, that's what he has to do.
Hey everybody, this is the Raging Bull Maverick, and you're watching NWL STL.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall and is the NWL KC Showcase match.
And it is now time for our NWL Showcase, NWL Kansas City Showcase match featuring the wine connoisseur himself, Niles Plonk, taking on Blaine Meeks.
Finally, a little class, a little sophistication comes to St. Louis. This place is an absolute hellhole, and thank goodness for a guy like Niles Plonk to maybe just make the air just a little bit sweeter right there.
Conspicuous by his absence is Niles Plonk's manservant, or steward, if you will, Belvedere. Looks like Niles Plonk has something to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the connoisseur, Niles Plonk. And I signed with the NWL to bring class and sophistication wherever I went. So a lot of people ask me why I signed with Kansas City as opposed to St. Louis. Oh no, wait, this gets good. Because while I'm no fan of Kansas City because they're nothing but a bunch of $2 chucks, the moment I crossed the city limit of St. Louis, I realized there is no hope here for any class.
Unbelievable.
He's absolutely right.
St. Louis is like the Franzia of the Midwest. Oh, yes. Compared to Kansas City, St. Louis is the stuff that you would call Bob, bottom of the barrel. You would like that stuff in your trailer home.
We get it, Niles. We get it. Get to your point.
So St. Louis, feast your eyes on the only class and sophistication that has graced your city for a very long time. Because Niles Plonk is here and worthy of your cheers.
Oh, thank God he put it into this. Coming to the ring now is his opponent for the evening, the do-gooder himself, Blaine Meeks.
Unbelievable. I thought I would finally get to escape this guy at least for a week. Blaine Meeks, this comic book geek. I can't believe I've got to suffer through this guy's positive attitude. This Budinsky sticks his nose into people's business, thinks he's some kind of superhero.
Even people here in St. Louis giving Blaine Meeks his just dessert of cheers, although he is from the rival roster, but they just want to see Niles Plonk get his mouth shut by maybe the comic mischief that Blaine Meeks can deliver.
I thought 1 week I would go without hearing comic mischief, but I guess not. Blaine Meeks, listen, I'll tell you, he is a fantastic athlete, that is for sure.
And is an NWL KC Showcase. Your referee is Jason Pemberton. Introducing first to my left, from Napa Valley, California, weighing 210 pounds, the connoisseur, Niles Plonk.
Maybe he should go back to Napa Valley. That place is boring. You ever been there? Terrible.
And his opponent to my right, from Austin, Texas, weighing 195 pounds, Blaine Meeks.
What a geek.
Hear that ovation for Blaine Meeks here in the Casa Loma Ballroom. I love Blaine Meeks, and I hope he puts it into the arrogance, if you will, of one Niles Plonk.
Listen, it's not arrogance if everything you say is true. Niles is classy. He is sophisticated. He is all of those things, and that just bothers a guy like you, right? You're never going to have the kind of class and style that this guy has.
The bell is sounded. We are underway here in our Kansas City showcase match right here in the Casa Loma Ballroom. Nice fireman's takeover by Niles Plonk.
Now, Niles Plonk has a very classic style, wrestling style. You're going to see things from Niles that you haven't seen in decades. This guy's a real student of the wrestling game, and I think that's going to kind of keep Blaine Meeks on his toes.
Speaking of keeping on his toes, did you see that reversal Blaine Meeks just did? What athleticism on this kid from Austin, Texas. What a great signing by Major Baisden and NWL KC to get somebody like Blaine Meeks.
Listen, anybody who is here in the NWL in St. Louis or in Kansas City is worth the price of admission on their own. So I'm not going to argue with you there. But this guy, I mean, he's just such a dork. He's just such a geek. I mean, somebody steal this guy's lunch money. He's begging for it.
Nice float over in a hammerlock position. Goes to a side headlock by Niles Plonk. Like you said, Niles Plonk is a real throwback, a real classic wrestler here on the NWL KC roster. And he is going to look to dig deep into that bag of tricks to get the win over Blaine Meeks here tonight. Wow, beautiful arm drag takedown by Blaine Meeks.
Floated all the way over, got just that much more leverage on it. He's in a great position here. Niles, he's kind of thrown off a little bit by the speed of Blaine Meeks, just like everybody is. And I've said it 1,000 times. He is a fantastic athlete. There's nothing wrong with
there's
his
a hair
athletic
pull.
ability.
Speaking of a classic maneuver there, a good old-fashioned hair pull.
That's a Greco-Roman hair toss. Of course that he's going to do something like that.
High cross body by Blaine Meeks going for a cover, only gets a 2 count. Blaine Meeks sending him off the far side here. High elevation on that back body drop by Blaine Meeks.
Wisely rolling into the ropes there, Niles. Very smart. Boom, leverage.
Drags him into the turnbuckle, almost baited him in there, does Niles Plonk. And he stays on the attack here against Blaine Meeks, driving a fist right into the center of the back.
That's a sign of a great wrestler. You make him believe that you are in jeopardy. You lure him in, give him a false sense of, there's a grape stomp.
There it is, stomping the grapes, so to speak, on the chest of Blaine Meeks. And think about the weight, all 200-plus pounds of Niles Plonk stomping away on the chest of his opponent. That's a devastating maneuver.
A guy like Blaine Meeks has a huge gas tank. This guy can go for days. You want to take as much air out of his lungs as you can. That's a great way to do it. There's another one.
Reverse elbow strike sends Blaine Meeks hard into the mat. Only gets a 1 count. Look for a quick cover there is Niles Plonk.
Really smart game plan there by Niles Plonk. Now look at him going back to the midsection here, trying to take the lungs out of Blaine Meeks. Look, if you can't breathe, you can't fly, right? Very, very smart move here from Niles Plonk.
And folks, if you like what you're seeing here, wherever you're watching this match at right now, you can go to our website, which is NW League. Looks like he's rolling him over for a pin real quick, NWLeague.com. If you're into the Kansas City side of things, you go to FightKC.com, and St. Louis is FightSTL.com.
Absolutely. Anything brought to you by the NWL is fantastic. Look at that. That's a fantastic classic barrel roll right there, disorienting your opponent.
He could pick up the victory here. 1, 2.
Blaine able to kick out. Look, he's disoriented. This guy's having some trouble breathing. This very smart game plan by Niles Plonk.
Niles Plonk knows he is not in the athletic condition that Blaine Meeks is, but that's not going to stop him from taking some of that gas out of the gas tank, and 2 hard knife-edge chops by Blaine Meeks, and misses wildly with the right hand. Atomic drop. I haven't seen one of those in a minute. Nicely executed, and a Polish hammer right to the chest of Blaine Meeks.
Not a lot of wasted motion. There you go. Good solid shots right to the side of the face.
Like I was saying before that flurry of offense, Niles Plonk is going to look to do anything he can to swing the tide of this match in his direction because of the fact Blaine Meeks is in such phenomenal shape. nice knife edge chop to the chest.
Oh, here we go.
This
Here it
move
comes.
always gets you going.
I love it.
Could be going for the corkscrew elbow. Drives it right into the chest. 2. Referee right on top of the action here tonight in the Casa Loma Ballroom. Blaine Meeks is really feeling the effects of the offense of Niles Plonk.
I think that was a little bit of a slow count. We've seen Niles Plonk put people away with that elbow. I think it could have been a 3 count right there. Jason Pemberton's a terrible human being. Oh,
spinning in the hand. That wasn't very classy of Niles Plonk.
Look at the look in Blaine Meeks' eyes. Have you ever seen him look like that? He can't believe he can do it himself.
He just stopped that punch right out of midair.
Did you believe that? I've never seen him do that.
I've never seen him do that either. A sign of aggression here from the usually tame Blaine Meeks. Blaine Meeks using his athleticism right now, kicking him right in the back of the head. That look on Blaine Meeks' face was terrifying.
I have never seen him look like that. I've never seen him do anything like that. This is a side of Blaine Meeks maybe we haven't seen in a while or ever.
Maybe Blaine Meeks is tired of being the do-gooder all the time, but he sure blocked that punch out of midair and twisted his hand, and Niles Plonk was in severe pain right there.
Certainly turned the tide for sure. He's just throwing some lows back and forth.
Niles Plonk and Blaine Meeks exchanging right hands right here, right in the center of the ring, much to the delight of the crowd here in the Casa Loma Ballroom, who are firmly behind Blaine Meeks. Nice clothesline. That's a flip into the rotation and a beautiful leg lariat there by Blaine Meeks. Blaine Meeks is on fire right here. Oh, did you see the way he awkwardly landed on his shoulder there? 2.
He may have dislocated Niles' shoulder with that move. But Niles is hurt.
He drove him face first right into the canvas, and he's going for comic mischief here. And Niles holds onto the ropes wisely, throwing Blaine Meeks to the outside. Look at him favoring that shoulder. He could have done some damage right there. Blaine Meeks with a shoulder block into the midsection of Niles Plonk. Niles Plonk picking him up on his shoulders in a fireman's carry.
He's spinning around, airplane spin.
Oh my goodness, an airplane spin here by Niles Plonk.
When's the last time you've seen an airplane spin in a wrestling ring?
And then drives him into the center of the ring. This could be it. And 2, almost a 3.
You know, the extra long body of Blaine Meeks right there may have actually saved him. It's hard to make that cover.
It looks like he's ready to, he says he's ready to put him away with the uncorker. He's going to lock in that cravat and try to drive him into the ground. This could be it here. Blaine Meeks putting a stop to it. He almost got him in the uncorker there. Blaine Meeks going for a roll-up. Niles Plonk going for another hammer. Blaine Meeks ducking, puts his knees up into the face of Niles Plonk. Comic mischief connects, winches him back across the knees. 1, 2, 3. And Blaine Meeks wins the Kansas City Showcase here in the Casa Loma Ballroom.
Listen, he got a great win right there in the Kansas City Showcase, but we've seen something from Blaine Meeks today that we have never seen before. That very almost violent behavior from Blaine Meeks.
Great win here in the Casa Loma Ballroom by Blaine Meeks, getting to show the fans here in St. Louis what Kansas City's all about. We got to go to commercial. We'll be right back.
This is Des Wellston, and you're watching NWL STL.
Dedicated for certain.
The following contest is
Welcome back, wrestling fans, to the National Wrestling League St. Louis. And we have a 3-way dance here for everybody tonight. And here comes the resident rebel without a cause, as I've called him. Cal Stark is making his way into the Casa Loma Ballroom.
Well, I call him a rebel without a clue. Nobody seems to really know this guy's agenda. The one thing we do know about Cal Stark is he is always willing to fight, and he's ready to fight at the drop.
Ladies and gentlemen,
nice
entering
jacket
at this time from Fairmount, Indiana, weighing 190 pounds, Cal Stark.
like you said, Cal Stark is always ready to engage in some sort of combat here in the NWL STL. No stranger to combat himself, making his way to the ring right now is Christian Adonis.
Christian Adonis, a fantastic guy. Look at that. Led by Carolina. Doesn't seem too happy with it.
And we must say in the last couple weeks, their relationship between Christian Adonis and Carolina has been contentious, to say the least. As you saw right when he came out and hit the stage, he kind of shooed Carolina off the stage. So I don't know what's going through the mind of Christian Adonis at this point.
Listen, she has made a lot of mistakes. Well, he's got something to say here. We're still waiting
You
for
announced this as a three-way. Well, it's not a three-way anymore. I kicked him to the back. Javi Torres, it's just me and that guy.
Well, it looks like we have a singles matchup here. Christian Adonis alluding to the fact that maybe he put the boots to Javi Torres in the back, and Javi's not going to make it to this match. So now we have Christian Adonis going one-on-one with Cal Stark.
Well, Cal Stark ready for two opponents. Now he just has to concentrate on one, but he has to concentrate on a very dangerous man in Christian Adonis.
They're always starting out of the gate with a feet and fistful of fire is one Cal Stark, and Christian Adonis knows that and stepped out of the way just in the nick of time. Cal Stark always likes to start off in a fast pace in these matchups here in the NWL.
Cal Stark always ready to fight and willing to fight, just like you said there. Yeah, he always tries to start off very, very quick. Christian Adonis wise to try to ground this guy. Going back to your point earlier, talking about Carolina and the contentious relationship she's had with Christian Adonis. Well, I think Christian has been a very forgiving man. Carolina has shown, honestly, lately that she's very not capable. She's screwed up a lot of matches for him. I would say that his losing streak is 100% her fault, and I think the guy has been right to be critical of her.
Nice takedown by Cal Stark. Give me a break. Carolina was hired to be Christian Adonis's manager. He chose her to be his business associate. She sticks her nose in whenever he says to. So any result of her maybe having a miscue or two with Christian Adonis relies solely on the shoulders of that man in the ring. Win, lose, or draw. Nice back elbow by Christian Adonis here. Adonis looking to get back on the winning track here in the NWL STL as he slams Cal Stark's head from pillar to post here in this ring.
Listen, Christian Adonis, very calculating wrestler, the guy who scouts his opponents. He takes his time. You know, you look at this guy and you think, oh, he's just a pretty face. He's just a pretty boy and a good athlete.
Right
this guy's a smart guy, but even smart guys don't like getting punched in the face like that.
You see I think his tooth flew out on that. Nice right hand by Cal Stark. And Cal Stark looked like he was going for a suicide dive there. Carolina gets pulled in the way by her valiant man here, Christian Adonis. And he gets caught in the face with a boot there by Cal Stark. What a coward. Did you see Christian Adonis pull Carolina in front of him?
Listen, that was a smart move. He knew he wasn't putting her in any danger. He was just playing mind games there with Cal Stark. And that's Carolina's job, by the way. That's what she's there for, eye candy, to catch people's attention.
Hopefully Cal Stark doesn't fall for that. What is Cal Stark doing here? He could be going for a moonsault. Oh, he gets crotched right on the top rope. And you know what this is usually a setup for.
Absolutely.
This despicable.
It's one of my favorite things right here.
Look at that. That is unbelievable. Christian Adonis standing on the lower regions of Cal Stark. What an arrogant SOB this guy is.
You don't know anything about his mother, and I say you should watch your mouth when talking about people's moms, especially Christian Adonis. Proud man, proud family.
Look at him kissing the muscles. Christian Adonis, he's just arrogant, and I think that's been his downfall more than Carolina, is his arrogance going into these matches.
Listen, he's not arrogant, he's not cocky, he's convinced. This is a guy who's been a winner his entire life, and of course that's going to wear on your attitude. This guy knows what he can do in that ring. He's very, very good. He's had a little bit of a down streak, but it looks like if he starts taking control of his own life, and just telling Carolina to listen, to follow his lead and not the other way around, things are going to be a lot more successful for him, just like they are right now.
Knock it off!
Locking in a rear chin lock and adding a little extra leverage to really wrench down on the chin and neck of one Cal Stark. That is going to zap the energy right out of Cal Stark, and hopefully Christian Adonis is hoping it takes him out of this match and he can score 1, 2, 3.
Absolutely. Very smart, well-trained wrestler, Christian Adonis. This guy knows his opponent's weaknesses, and he capitalizes on it.
Hard elbow to the midsection. Cal Stark trying to fight his way out of it. He gets jerked down to the mat by his hair. That didn't seem to have any effect on him, and Cal Stark is up and firing right hands to the face of the pretty face of Christian Adonis.
I'll tell you what, if you want to get underneath Cal Stark's skin, you start messing with his hair. You can clearly, his hair is very important to him.
I know that feeling. You looked at my hair, it's pretty glorious.
It's awful. Your hair is awful. It's almost as bad as Cal Stark's.
Kick right between the shoulder blades there. You could hear that all throughout this arena. Oh, stomp right to the head by Christian Adonis. Christian Adonis, one thing's for sure, Carolina or not, he has been vicious lately in the ring. Although he's been on the losing end of the equation recently, that hasn't taken away from the fact that he has flat out assaulted most of his opponents in that ring to try to pick up the 1, 2, 3.
We've certainly seen a lot more aggressive style from Christian Adonis as of late. And sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes you realize, listen, you can't be pretty all the time. You can't be so technical. Sometimes you just got to get in there and you got to kick somebody in the teeth, and that's exactly what he's been doing. And if it weren't for Carolina up, this guy would be undefeated.
His hand almost dropped that second time. If he would have dropped a third time, he would have been out of this matchup. But now Cal Stark trying to find a way to fight back up to his feet so he can try to get the advantage on Christian Adonis in this match. And that might do it. Nice jawbreaker there. Rattling the cage of Christian Adonis.
Cracking the door open here for a comeback just a little bit.
Cal Stark, except for that high back body drop, elevated Cal Stark into the lights, it seems like, of the Casa Loma Ballroom, going for a cover. One. Oh,
that's
barely
one
gets
thing
a 2
about
count.
A winner is that you just when you think you have him down and out, he's one step ahead of you, and that's exactly what happened right there with Christian Adonis. Cal Stark's in a lot of trouble.
Hard right hand right to the breadbasket by Christian Adonis. Nice European uppercut there since Cal Stark staggering back into the corner. And then again, the arrogance of Christian Adonis taking some time to show all the fans what kind of a man he is. Looks like he's whipping. Oh, hard Irish whip into the buckle there. Cal Stark falls down. Did you see the impact on that turnbuckle? Christian Adonis putting all of his body weight into that.
Who told you you can move?
That's right. Yep. Some choice words from Carolina.
Said, who told you you could move?
Provided just a distraction for Cal Stark. Just a little bit so he can get a couple of good shots in. And again, Carolina should be listening to Christian Adonis. Do what he says, and you guys are going to come out on top.
Oh, hard boot, right? It almost looks like he took that arm out for the clothesline. Nice forearm strike. Make that 2, strikes Adonis down to the mat. There's no way to treat a lady. I don't care who she is. Christian Adonis has got a lot of nerve. Nice 5-arm there. Almost like Terry Taylor-esque by Cal Stark. And Cal Stark looks like he's starting to feel the momentum build on his side in this match.
Cal is a fighter. He's a guy that can take a punch as well as give one, and he's always ready for a fight. We say that about him every single time we see him.
But what's important is wins and losses in the National Wrestling League, and both of these guys need to start picking up some wins if they expect to do anything here in the NWL STL. Going to the top rope here, missile drop kick. Turns Christian Adonis inside out. Cal Stark, this could be it. Going for a cover here. 1, 2. That missile dropkick, one of the better moves in Cal Stark's offense, but it almost looks like it takes almost a little bit more out of him than his opponent sometimes. And you see him clutching his ribcage right there.
Certainly is an all or nothing type of move. It is something that, he's swinging for the fences when he goes for that. And even though he got it, it certainly did take a lot out of him. Not really in a position to make much of a cover here. It did take a lot out of him, but at that point he didn't have much choice.
Christian Adonis finding his way back up to his feet. Cal Stark kicks the leg out from underneath Christian Adonis as he spills into that middle rope and kicks him right in the back of the head. That could be a knockout blow here. 1, 2. Concerned look on the look of Carolina. She is very concerned about Christian Adonis picking up a win here, because if he doesn't win, she doesn't win. No pay window for Christian Adonis, no pay window for Carolina. So she's undoubtedly concerned at this point.
Typical gold digger wanting something for nothing, right? She's just supposed to do exactly what she's told and stay in the corner, and she's having trouble even doing that.
Looks like he could be going for a tornado DDT here. Christian Adonis pushes him off, goes for a knee strike, and gets him with a clothesline right across the chest, turning Cal Stark inside out, going for another cover. 2. Very close to a 3 count there. Cal Stark barely gets that shoulder up. Referee letting Christian Adonis know this match is continuing. He kicked out right before the 3 count, and again the concerned look on Carolina's face.
Why does she keep moving out of the corner? He keeps telling her, just like he's telling her now, stay there, stay out of my way, let me handle this.
He's yelling at Carolina. Look at, she looks very, very upset. Kick right in the midsection. I mean, we are in 2017, Christopher. There's no need for a woman to be controlled by a man like that.
Why does she need to stick her?
Yeah, she stuck her nose in just then. He tripped up Cal Stark. Cal Stark going for a roll-up, too.
Look at that. Almost cost him the victory.
Oh, spinning kick right to the back of the head. Another knockout blow by Cal Stark.
You see that Carolina right there causing her own man to be on the,
he almost went for that knee strike, and his knee connected right with the mat there. There's Christian Adonis with the rope. His feet on the ropes, 2, 3. And Christian Adonis with his feet on the ropes
10 minutes,
scores a victory over Cal Stark here tonight.
Despite the incompetence of Carolina, Christian Adonis still able to pull out the victory. Listen, she's a strong, tough, confident woman, but Christian Adonis, he doesn't need any assistance. He needs her to do exactly what she's told, and she can't do that. Maybe these two just aren't a good fit. Maybe they're just on the wrong page. Carolina, oh look, Christian Adonis is what's he doing?
Looks like he's asking Ben Simon for the mic.
Did you see that? You saw it. Security guy, did you see it?
We all saw it. You cheated. You cheated to get a victory over Cal Stark.
I'm so hot. I am so pretty. Some might say I'm on fire.
And fuego, that's for sure.
Give me a break.
That's right. I'm on fire.
We heard you the first time.
Back in the winning ways. All by himself.
But as for you, Carolina, you're just fired.
Whoa! Chris.
What have you done for me lately? Other than cost me a bunch of matches? Nothing.
Unbelievable. Christian Adonis has fired Carolina here.
So I suggest you go strap your anchor to some other guy, because Christian Adonis is done with ya.
Right in front of the crowd here in the Casa Loma Ballroom, Christian Adonis has fired Carolina.
You see that look in Carolina's eyes? She did not like that. I tell you what, she is a dangerous woman. I know that she has had some trouble as of late, but that's a dangerous woman.
This is Todd Letterman, and you are watching NWL STL.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following match is a special attraction set for one fall.
It is main event time here in the Casa Loma Ballroom. One half of the Blood Brothers, Davey Gibson, is taking on Arik Cannon in a special attraction match. And there's the Blood Brothers, Davey Gibson and Mathew Grundy, making their way into the Casa Loma Ballroom. And this is going to be one hell of a match, as Davey Gibson is going to go one-on-one with Arik Cannon. This is a special attraction match that got a lot of attention this past week on the internet.
Listen, Davey Gibson is a heck of a wrestler, and he's in there with one of my favorites, Arik Cannon. Good to see him here in the NWL.
And there he is, the Anarchist himself, Arik Cannon, making his debut here in the NWL. And I am excited to see this man go one-on-one with Davey Gibson. This is a well-traveled athlete in the sport of professional wrestling, scoring victories all over the globe, and now we have him here in the NWL.
Just goes to show you how the NWL is doing and how it's taking the wrestling world on fire, because a guy like Arik Cannon says, hey, you know what? I see what they're doing there, and I want a piece of it. And he is here now. I'm looking forward to a great matchup here, even though I've got to say it's hard for me to call a grown man Davey. Davey. How come we don't call his partner Maddie? Maddie and Davey, to two best buddies. Give me a break.
When you're as skilled in the ring as Davey Gibson is, I call him whatever he wants to be called, and Davey is what he wants to be called. So I'm sticking with Davey. This match, the bell is rung and we are underway, and Davey Gibson right away wants to say this is going to be a clean wrestling match right down the middle, and Arik Cannon abides.
Yeah, it's all nice and friendly in the beginning of a match. Then maybe one of these guys does something he doesn't, the other one doesn't like too much, and he gets punched in the face. We'll see how friendly this match goes as we go on.
This match is going to be fast and furious, and I'm going to do my best to keep up with the action here, but I promise you, these guys are masters of that catch-as-catch-can style of professional wrestling, so this is going to be a fantastic match.
Absolutely. Both these guys know each other very, very well, kind of jockeying for position. Neither one of these men wants to be the first man to make a mistake. Can I call him David? Can I just call him David?
Why don't you go down there and ask him? I could take this match by myself. You should
listen,
go down to the ring and ask him.
That would be a horrible decision on my part to leave you in charge of this broadcast. We'd probably lose every single viewer we have, so I'll have to stay here. Maybe I'll do it after the match. That is if he still has any teeth left.
A couple hard strikes right to the midsection of Davey Gibson. Arik Cannon trying to fight out of that side headlock. Goes under. Nice, beautiful arm drag. Goes for another one. And Davey Gibson wisely puts the brakes on, sending Arik Cannon spilling to the mat.
That is a smart move that only a well-traveled guy would know to execute.
Now he lands that arm drag and slaps on that shoulder, that arm lock there.
Arik Cannon, known as the Anarchist. I wonder if this guy, did he vote in the last election?
No.
Really?
Most anarchists don't vote, right?
I don't know much about Anarchist. What I do know is that Davey Gibson's in a world of pain right now with that wrist lock.
Stop avoiding the question. We want this broadcast to be something more. We want to go in depth here, and you're not helping me at all here.
I don't know if Arik Cannon voted in the last election, nor do I care. It's not something I should care about. What I care about is the action that goes on in the ring here in the NWL.
Well, the action in the ring right now is the Anarchist, Arik Cannon, really putting the stretch there on Davey Gibson.
Look at the torque on both of the shoulders of Davey Gibson. Working over both arms of Davey Gibson is Arik Cannon. Now Arik Cannon tying him up in the ropes. Could be going for a hard chop right across the chest.
Well, if he wasn't awake, he's awake now. He knows he's in a wrestling match right now after a big hard chop like that.
Reversal on the Irish whip goes under Davey Gibson. Davey Gibson leapfrogs over Arik Cannon. Deep arm drag there. Going for a second one. Another beautiful arm drag. Oh, tried for a third arm drag. Arik Cannon puts the brakes on. Looks like a jockey for position and a
Who's gonna get
backslide
it?
here.
Both in the right position.
Oh, kicks him right in the quad. Goes for a head kick, and Arik Cannon ducks out of the way, and we are at a stalemate here.
Both men know how fast the other one is and how they can. It's like quicksand when you're in there. One little thing happens, the next thing you know, you are in a world of trouble. Both men being very, very cautious at early goings in this match.
This is awesome chant breaks out here in the Casa Loma Ballroom. The fans really loving this special attraction match, and this is the kind of action you can find all the time at every NWL STL or NWL KC event, which reminds me all fans should go to FightSTL.com. Wow. Beautiful Hurricane Rana there, and pick up their tickets for the next NWL STL show. He could be going for a cross body block here over the ropes. Tries for a super kick. Arik Cannon sweeps the leg out, and Davey Gibson eats the canvas on his way down. Smart move by Arik Cannon, showing that he is a well-traveled veteran of this sport.
Back drops him up. Yeah.
Whoa! Oh, looking like, spinning head scissors takedown. Arik Cannon slides into the guardrail there. Nice move by Davey Gibson. Davey Gibson rolling him back in the ring, knowing that pinfalls only count in the ring, and he has to get it done in there if he expects to get it done at all. 2 count there.
One thing that both these men are very well aware of is that a victory over the other one would mean an awful lot to their standing really throughout the world, not just here in the NWL. Both these men very, very cautious and, yeah, like I said, rolling him back into the ring to get that victory.
Two hard kicks to the chest of Arik Cannon. Davey Gibson, skilled with his hands and his feet here in the NWL, has some of the hardest kicks that I've seen in professional wrestling come from Davey Gibson.
Absolutely, very educated feet.
Looks like he could be going for a face wash here. Yeah, raking that boot, the sole of that boot right across the face of Arik Cannon. That's a very painful, painful move.
I think I saw some of yesterday's dinner fly out of Arik Cannon's beard with that face wash. Probably cleaned him up nicely.
You just wish you had a beard that looked that good. That guy's got a pretty awesome beard.
He's got a fantastic beard. I could grow a beard like that in a week if I wanted to.
Putting the brakes on that suplex. Arik Cannon again drops to one knee. Davey Gibson unable to haul him over for that suplex. Looks like a little jockey for position here. Gets the better of it. Davey Gibson floats out. Oh, reverse elbow right in the face. Up and over again, showing great quickness by Arik Cannon, and eats another back elbow by Davey Gibson. Swinging neckbreaker connects nicely. Going for a cover here. 1, 2.
It's hard to tell the countless hours that these two men have been in the ring competing. You know, you think, geez, they just pull these moves out of nowhere. No, this is very calculated. These guys know what they can do. They know what they're capable of, and it just takes that split-second time to see just a little bit of an opening and knowing what to go for at the right time, just like Arik Cannon there with a beautiful swinging neckbreaker.
Oh, drop kick right to the back of the head of Davey Gibson. He should be out here, too. I'm shocked that Davey Gibson kicked out of that. That shot echoed throughout this
the Casa
Loma Ballroom.
Wow, look at that neck snap.
Rolling neck snap says that was perfect. A little homage to Mr. Perfect himself. Nicely executed by Arik Cannon.
Arik Cannon, from Minnesota. Of course, all those Minnesota wrestlers, their lineage sort of runs together. Of course, he's going to pay a tribute to a great man there like Curt Hennig. I'm still reeling from that. I didn't even take that shot to the back of the head like Davey Gibson did. Did you hear that? I bet Davey Gibson's going to have trouble remembering math after that kick. Wow.
Arik Cannon tying up Davey Gibson in some sort of pretzel move and just wrapping up almost every single limb he's got and really torquing back on that chest and rib cage and even the neck area of Davey Gibson. Great submission move here by Arik Cannon.
Putting a little extra mustard on that pretzel, you might say there.
Now locking in almost a Cobra clutch on Davey Gibson, trying to really zap the energy out of Davey Gibson, hoping that he can land a big move here pretty soon and score the 1-2-3 over Davey Gibson.
Listen, if you can't breathe, you can't do a whole lot. Both these guys know that, and that seems to be the plan of attack for both men.
Oh, knee right to the midsection of Davey Gibson. Looks like those elbows might have maybe loosened a tooth or two in the mouth of Arik Cannon. Crowd really loving what they're seeing here in this special attraction match in the Casa Loma Ballroom. And I gotta say, this is one hell of a match too. Oh, hard forearm strike. Trying to exchange some blows here. Davey Gibson getting the best of it. 2 forearm strikes, misses a clothesline. Arik Cannon grabs him by the hair and drags him down to the mat. It looks like the foot of Davey Gibson caught Arik Cannon right in the face. What is he going for here? German suplex. Bridge, 1, 2. Almost a 3 count.
Might have been a slow count there. I can see a little questioning in Davey Gibson's eyes. He might have had him on that one.
Davey Gibson feeling the momentum shift to his favor now, and he's feeling good about this match against Arik Cannon. And no matter who wins or loses in this match, the big winners are the fans here in the Casa Loma Ballroom.
Could you try to get as many cliches as you could possibly get into this match? I mean, give me a break. Of course, you're right. The fans are seeing a great match, but come on.
Just doing my job. Nice boot to the face of Arik Cannon. Arik Cannon stagger, goes for a sunset flip. Arik Cannon rolls through, drop kick right to the head. A nice basement drop kick by Arik Cannon.
I knew you were going to say that basement drop kick.
You love when I call it the basement.
So if he kicks him in the shins, maybe that's a sub basement, maybe a mud porch drop kick. Is that what you're telling me?
Nice reversal on the Irish whip into the corner. Arik Cannon open over, connects with a big foot right to the head of Davey Gibson and slams his head off that other turnbuckle. What could Arik Cannon be going for here? It looks like he's going to ascend the top rope right now. Arik Cannon going to the top rope. What he can be going for here? Missile drop kick connects with the face of Davey Gibson. Both men back up to their feet here. Hard elbow strikes to the back of the head. Davey Gibson fighting his way out. Hard right hand right to the cheek of Arik Cannon. Davey Gibson whipping him into the turnbuckle again, up and over, kicks him in the head, and again smashes his head off that turnbuckle. Could be going for another missile drop kick here.
He gets it.
Misses it. Davey Gibson moves out of the way. Kick right to the abdominals by Arik Cannon.
These two men pulling out all the stops.
It's a just move for move here as these two go back and forth here in the Casa Loma Ballroom. Sunset flip.
You might have him here.
2, almost a 3 count.
Very, very close. Looked like that could have been a 3 count there. He had him hooked deep.
He really had that sunset flip locked in deep and almost got the 3 count there. He looks a little shocked that it wasn't 3 and that this match continues on. Could be going for a brain buster here. Davey Gibson rolls out of it. Nice strike right to the base of the neck. Oh, hard right hand. Did you hear that?
Wow.
Kick right to the side of the face.
Wow, that's going to do it right there. Wow, what unbelievable.
Drove him right into the mat, neck first. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Oh, so close. 2 7/8. Arik Cannon almost picked up the victory here.
You know, this just goes to show you that just an exhibition here in the NWL means an awful lot. A victory over Davey here would be huge for Arik Cannon. A victory over Arik Cannon would be huge for Davey Gibson as well. These two guys know what is at stake here. This isn't just a simple little, hey, come and see a special attraction match. These guys are putting it all on the line out here, and that just goes to show you that they would only do that here in the NWL.
Hard knife-edge chop by Arik Cannon. Arik Cannon also wants to send a message to people like Major Baisden and tell him that he wants to be here more often, and he's trying to earn the right to do that here tonight.
Absolutely, Major Baisden. If you're a smart man like everybody says you are, I think you offer Arik Cannon some kind of a contract at the end of this match, regardless, win, lose, or draw. This is fantastic.
Another great kick by Davey Gibson. He could be going for that top rope double stop here. If he hits Arik Cannon with that, this match is over. Arik Cannon makes his way back up to his feet and stops Davey Gibson in his tracks.
We've said it numerous times in this match. These two guys know each other very, very well. Arik Cannon knows if he gets that double stomp on him, there's no way he's kicking out, and he was well scouted there.
Looks like he could be going for that. Oh, there's sunset flip powerbomb driving Arik Cannon into the mat. Davey Gibson looks like now he could be going for that top rope double stomp. If he lands he landed it. This could be over.
That's
cover 1, 2, 3.
He got him.
And Davey Gibson picks up the victory over Arik Cannon in this special attraction match.
The Blood Brother, Davey Gibson.
Hard-fought victory there for Davey Gibson. Heck of a match from a guy that we normally see in tag team competition. Proves that he can get it done in singles competition as well. That was a heck of a match. And then here comes his little buddy Matty to see how he is.
Both Davey Gibson and Mathew Grundy have been on a roll here in the NWL, STL, and they're on a roll not only in singles competition, but in tag team competition as well. These guys are dominating the NWL right now.
Absolutely St. Louis fan favorites, that is for sure. That was a heck of a matchup right there. Arik Cannon, man, he is still holding his side there from that double stomp. I've seen that move put so many people away. If he gets that on anybody, he's going to be victorious, that's for sure.
Show of sportsmanship here, going to check on Arik Cannon, making sure he's okay. I would love to see Arik Cannon come back anytime here in the NWL, and I'm sure we'll see him again another day.
Can you imagine the matchups that anybody here in the NWL would have with Arik Cannon? Fantastic ones just like that. Great matchup.
Show of sportsmanship. Fans, we hope you enjoyed this special attraction match and all the action from NWL STL. Please check us out next time we're here. We'll see you next time, everybody. Good night.